Hi there, friends. Welcome again to English with Khadija. In today's lesson, you can learn how to express contrast with but, whereas, and while.
So, contrast implies a difference between two things, actions, ideas, different aspects of the same thing. So, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to link two contrasting sentences using but, whereas, and while. I will display contrasting sentences separately, then link them with but, whereas, and while. Are you ready? So let's get started. So let's start with but. You will notice that but is always placed at the middle to link the two different ideas. Sentence number one, I like to drink Moroccan mint tea in the morning. Sentence number two, my husband adores coffee. So let's join the two sentences with but. I like to drink Moroccan mint tea in the morning, comma, but my husband adores coffee. Another example, sentence number one, Talia can ride a horse. Sentence number two, she can't fly a kite. So let's join the two sentences with but. Talia can ride a horse, comma, but she can't fly a kite. Now it's your turn to connect the two sentences with but. Sentence number one, Layla is a teacher. Sentence number two, Salim is a doctor. So pause and make the answer. So your answer should be Layla is a teacher, comma, but Salim is a doctor. Now let's shift to whereas. Whereas is another linking word of contrast that should be placed at the middle. So sentence number one, Malak loves reading fairy tales. Sentence number two, Sami enjoys watching cartoons. Let's link now with whereas. Malak loves reading fairy tales, whereas Sami enjoys watching cartoons. Another example, sentence number one, I am vegetarian. Sentence number two, my brothers eat meat. So let's join the two sentences with whereas. I am vegetarian, whereas my brothers eat meat. Now the task is yours. Sentence number one, in summer, my friend prefers to hike in the mountains. Sentence number two, my brother adores swimming in the beach. Now pause and make your answer.
So the answer is in summer, my friend prefers to hike in the mountains, whereas my brother adores swimming in the beach.
Now let's have a look at the last linking word of contrast, which is while. So while is like whereas. They both link two ideas or actions that contrast with each other. You have to bear in mind that while is not always a time expression. It is a linking word of contrast. You can place while either at the beginning of the sentence or in the middle. If it's placed at the beginning, comma is compulsory. Examples, sentence number one, some people prefer to live in the countryside. Sentence number two, others admire city life. Now let's connect the two sentences with while. Some people prefer to live in the countryside while others admire city life. So, as you see, while is placed at the middle. Another example, sentence number one. Some women work outside to achieve self identity. Sentence number two. Others choose to stay at home to look after their children. So let's do the task. While some women work outside to achieve self-identity, comma, others stay at home to look after their children. Now it's your turn to link the following sentences with while. Sentence number one. Some parents decide to have only one child. Sentence number two. Others like to have an extended family. Now, pause and make your answer. So your answer should be either some parents decide to have only one child while others like to have an extended family, or while some parents decide to have only one child, comma, others like to have an extended family. Okay, dear friends, I hope the lesson is clear for you and you are now able to link two sentences using but, whereas, and while.
These linking words of contrast are very helpful in speaking as well as in writing, especially in comparative and opinion essays. Okay, dear friends, meet you soon with another interesting and useful lesson. Until then, take care and bye bye.